guys, it's Kat and I'm back today with my June favourites and fails, and this is annoying because I filmed this last week so I could be up today, but the audio had a lot of interference and I don't know why, and I hope it's not doing it now, but it is what it is. So I don't know if I've got all the products that I talked about last week because I filmed a couple of things and I can't use any of that and I refuse to watch it, so I know that I love these, so let's talk about them. Before I do go on though, I do want to say that a lot of the things that I loved in May, I still love this month. Like, this is still like angel tears, like amazingness, and I still, oh my god, it's the best spray ever. I love it. So, you know, there's still products that I really, really love from last month, but these are the ones that I've sort of come across or I've been playing with this month, and yeah, I really like these too. Okay, so when I think back in the month of June and what products stood out as being my favorite, the most favorite product that I discovered in the month, it is by far these guys here. And I started with one, I started with this one, and then I went back and I bought two more, which were these ones. And then I went back and I decided to complete the set, which was this one, which is what I'm wearing. And then I was sent, since I've been raving about these so much on Instagram, Tony Moly Australia sent me the newest one, which is the tomato shade. So if you're not familiar, I did do a wear test on this one, which is the Ruby Shocking, and these are by Tony Moly, which is a Korean brand. You can buy these in Maya. I don't know when the tomato one's coming out, but I will swatch them so you can see the difference. At the moment there's only 4 in Maya. You can buy them online as well, so I'll link stuff down below in case you wanted to get them. But these have been 25% off all month, so I have gone back and bought them all. But these are fantastic. So these are lip stains and these last like so well, it is insane. Now I did do a 24-hour lip wear test with this one, and you can see that it does last until the very next day. Now I wore one of these last night as well, I think it was that one, and I put it on at about, I don't know, 5 o'clock. I went out for dinner, we had hot pot, there was a lot of eating, there was a lot of soup, there was a lot of stuff, and I only really removed it this morning when I woke up with a bit of micellar water. So these last so long, and even if you try to cleanse them off, they don't really come off. It's more when your skin starts to shed a little bit that it comes off with the skin that starts to shed. So these are the best lip stains I've ever used, hence the reason why I've got all of them. But yeah, I am obsessed with them. They're fantastic and they're pretty much the only things that I want to reach for. I do have some other cool stuff. I've got one other lip product that I'm going to mention in a second, but yeah, if I've been finding excuses to wear bright lips just because these are so fantastic, and they're something that I never have to worry about. You put them on and pretty much you don't have to worry about them until you go to bed, so they're really, really, really great. But the shade that I'm currently wearing is Shocking Orange, which looks very, very orange and very like almost yellow toned when you swatch it, but it looks a lot more red on the lips. So these do, a lot of stains kind of turn pink or look very, the reds tend to look very pink. A lot of these look very red and true red, which is kind of cool. So that's the orange. The first one I got is Shocking Ruby, which is like an orange toned red. It's gorgeous. I even bought this for my mum, so you can see how gorgeous that is. That's the one I did the wear test on. And then the more recent one that's just come out, which looks very similar in the packaging, this is Tomato Shocking. So this one is a little less orange than Shocking Ruby. It looks a little bit more coral, I would say. It's still like red, but it's like a pinky red rather than a orangey red. Then there's Shocking Red, which is more of a true red, which I also adore and is gorgeous for the kind of cooler weather. That is the most gorgeous red. And then there's Shocking Pink, which is also gorgeous as well. It's going to be over an eyeshadow swatch, whoops. But yeah, those are the colors that I've pretty much been wearing all month because they are phenomenal. They are the best lip product that I've come across all year. Now I do also want to give a like honorable mention to the Tony Moly. These are the velvet stains. So these have more of a matte finish. And I've got a whole bunch of them. Once again, I bought a few and I was sent 3 from Tony Moly, which was really great. So I've got most of them. And I think my favorite one is the bright orange one. So these ones don't last as well on the lips, but they do still last really well, and they have more of a matte finish. Now they do have some like nude ones in this range. So for example, we've got number 2 and number 3. So this is more of a like peachy nude, and this one here is more of a pinky nude, like a, no, it's more of a rosy nude. So you do have more sort of muted colors, and these don't stain as well as the brights, but these are great as well. It's just that they don't last as well as the shocking ones, but if you like a more matte finish, these ones are pretty cool. And I just thought I'd swatch some more of those. So you can see the really sort of bright ones like that one, the bright orange, they stain a lot better than these sort of like light nude ones. So it just depends, but there's more variety in those. And I thought I will remove these and show you that if you try to remove those top ones, they don't like to go. So they definitely do stain really, really, really well. Yeah, even with, you know, trying to wipe those really, really well, those ones just like to stay, and that's the one I've got on my lips. And a good example is this hand is dry. They just don't even transfer. Once they've settled down, they don't transfer. They're fantastic. I love them. I don't think I can express how much I love them. They're so great. So besides those stains, I think the thing that sort of sums up my month as well is this guy here from JD Glow Cosmetics. They released these multichrome liners. So this is the kind of blue to purpley green one, and this is called Translate. Now they released, I think 5 of these, or was it 6? No, I think they released 6 of these. I picked up one. It's an indie brand, and I think these are really, really cool. Now I'm wearing it today on my eyes. I don't know if you can see. I find that it's best placed over a gel liner or a liquid liner that's black, because you only really need to put one coat on to get that sort of sheen and that sort of cool color. I find on their own they're kind of hard to build up. They don't really have much of a base color, so it can look a little bit patchy when it's not catching the light, and if you do have to build it up, it gets a bit puckered. So I'll put a photo on the screen like where I was applying it on its own, and I had to build it up quite a lot, and I kind of struggled with it and I didn't like the result. But I think over the top of just a black gel liner like I'm wearing today, it looks gorgeous. I could build this up even more to make it more bold, but I just really like this sort of look. So I've been going more of a nude eye, bold lip, and then like a statement liner, and I have been wearing this a lot more frequently than I thought I would, and I'm also a bit bummed I didn't buy any more, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear this rarely, let's just buy one. And now I'm like, oh my god, I wear that all the time. I totally could have bought the whole set. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous product from an indie brand, but it does have a bit of a learning curve with it. You do need to play with it and find the best way that it works for you. And we are going to be doing a full review on this on Beauty News. I don't know if it'll be up yet, but if it is, I'll link it in the cards and in the description box under where I list the products. Okay, so I have been loving a colored liner, and the other one that I've been reaching for a lot is by Inglot. Now I did do a sort of review on my Inglot liners that I have, and I did a look sort of creating a rainbow liner look, and the one that I've sort of been reaching for a lot is number 65, which is burgundy. So this shade is like a burgundy brown color, and it's just really, really, really gorgeous for winter. I think it just warms up the eye a little bit. It's a little bit vampy. It's kind of cool. I've even been using this with like an eyeshadow brush and just kind of smudging it. So there'll be a photo on the screen where you can see that I've sort of smudged it in the outer corner to create more of a burgundy look. I just really, really love this liner, and it's been really, really nice pairing it with taupes and sort of like berry shades. Yeah, I just think it's a really, really beautiful shade, and it's a beautiful shade this time of the year, most times of the year, but it's a nice alternative to a black. Another lipstick that I sort of want to give an honorable mention to is this one by Melt. Now, it's not so much that I love the formula. It's a matte formula, and it's all right. It's not like amazing. It's not super creamy. It wears pretty well, and it's fine. It's not amazing. It's not bad, but it's in the shade Voyeur, which is beautiful. Now, this is like nothing else I have in my collection. It's like a sandy nude, if that's possible. So it's like a sandy gray tone nude, I don't even know, but I will swatch it for you and I'll compare it to other shades as well. So you can see it here, and you might go, oh yeah, that's just that's a nude, but it is such a unique nude and it's so hard to find sort of flattering but different shades these days when it comes to nude. But that one is gorgeous and it's really, really fun on the lips as well. I find that it sort of clashes with some looks, but otherwise it can look really, really, really gorgeous. And I'll put a photo on the screen where I was wearing this and I really loved it. But I thought as a color comparison, I thought I'll compare it to Velvet Teddy, which is a very well-known one. You can see how Velvet Teddy almost looks like a pink compared to it. So it's almost like a tan nude. It's really, really bizarre. And this one is also MAC Kind of Sexy, which is more of a sort of peachier version. So you can see that these almost look like they're colored lipsticks compared to that. The color is so unique and so different that I really love it, and I've got nothing like it in my collection, and it's surprisingly flattering, especially if you go like a bold eye and that sort of lip. It just looks really modern and current. I think it looks really cool. Okay, I also want to give sort of honorable mention to the eyeshadow palette that I've been using as my 1 month 1 palette series. It's the Eyes of the Window Soul palette from Stila, and I've been surprisingly loving this. It's very, very easy to use. The colors, some of them aren't great, but most of them are really good. And I think paired with a bright lip and a statement liner, this is such a staple of an eyeshadow palette. I have just filmed my 1 month 1 palette update, so if it's already up, I'll link it in the cards in the description box. If not, it'll be up next. But I've been really enjoying this palette, so I wanted to give a bit of a shout out to that because that made my month very easy. Now, I was recently sent this by Uemura. This is the Petal Skin Cushion Foundation. My shade is Light Sand, and I was actually really surprised by this. The finish is really, really gorgeous. I'm wearing it today, and depending on how you apply it, you can get full coverage. So that's what it looks like. What I tend to do on sort of no makeup days is I'll get like a buffing brush and I'll just put it in and just buff it on for a light coverage, just to sort of cover some, like, to even out my skin tone. And then if I want to build up the coverage, I'll either use the cushion that sort of come with it, the sort of sponge, or I'll use like a beauty blender and just sort of dab it on. And that's what I've done today. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It looks really, really healthy and natural, but flawless and gorgeous, and you can build up in certain areas. I really, really like this. I'm not sure how it will go in the warmer months for me, since I do get a lot oilier in summer. But for like the cooler months, this is so great. And just like no makeup days, well, low makeup days, this is really, really great. So I've been reaching for this a lot, not so much when I film because I am wearing it today to demonstrate it, but I find that this is better if you just apply a small amount and have this like beautiful, like, this is my amazing skin. Jokes, it's not, it's a cushion foundation. I just think it works really well. So this is designed to be more of a matte, sort of longer wearing, buildable coverage cushion foundation. But I'm really glad to see that brands are starting to bring out sort of like higher coverage or buildable coverage and longer wearing versions of these, because the traditional cushion foundations don't suit my skin, but I really like the effect that this gives. And like I said, I love it on low makeup days where it just looks like you've got amazing skin but without much mess or fuss. And it's also good to sort of build up or even take out with you if you're going to an event and you can sort of touch up. It's really, really handy, and I really like it. Now, I am planning on doing a wear test with this. I just haven't been able to at the moment because I've got no heating in my house and it's really, really cold. So it's hard to get like started really early to give it a good like wear test, but I'm looking at getting heating put in, so it makes my life a bit easier and I can actually start my day a lot earlier. So yeah, but I love that. Now, an honorable mention for a cushion foundation which has a similar sort of principle is by Innisfree. Now, Innisfree is a Korean brand that's just come to Australia. I went to like the launch of it and I got this cushion foundation, which is the Skinny Cover Fit Cushion. This is in light beige, which is too light for me, but it is a very nice sort of more affordable option to the Uemura one, where they've got two different types. One's a bit more like dewy and like light coverage, and this one's a bit more longer wearing and better designed for people with oily skin. So this one's nice. It's a little bit too light for me, so I've been using this sort of sparingly with a lot of bronzer, but this one actually smells really nice as well. But yeah, that's also a nice one if you wanted to try a cushion foundation that's more of a medium buildable coverage, or you can shear it down if you wanted to, and it's designed to be a little bit more long wearing. That one's also nice. Okay, so that's sort of makeup done. Now we're going to talk about skincare, and Innisfree, since they did launch in Australia, and their store is in Melbourne Central. So if you wanted to check it out, it's right next to Sephora. It's very handy, and they've got like over 600 products. It's amazing. But I was also gifted this, and I really enjoy this. This is the Jeju Orchid Gel Cream. Now this is fragranced because it does have that Jeju Orchid in it, but you can see, and it looks like I haven't used it because it's one of those gels that once you kind of get product out, it sort of settles back down. But it's a very thick sort of night mask, or it's like a night gel cream. It's a very thick gel. It's a very hydrating, and it is gorgeous. Like I just think it plumps my skin so much. I've been very dehydrated at the moment, and heavy creams don't really work for me, so a heavy gel is gorgeous, and I've been really enjoying this. So check them out. They've got some really cool products. Okay, I've got a lot of products to talk about. I realized I've got 2 more skincare items, nail polish, and then a fail. So I wanted to talk about these guys. This is by a Japanese brand. I'm noticing a theme with Korean and Japanese, but this is by Sassou, Japan. Now, I think in April, I went to an event and I was given these, and I didn't actually use them for some time because I think I was trying to not use different skincare because I was doing the like Tati vitamin thing. But I recently started using these, and these are very good. They're very expensive, but they work. So it's kind of like, it's hard to be like, get this essence that has gold in it. It's very bougie, but I don't know about the gold, and I'm not going to comment on the gold, but the essence is fab. So this is the Goldwaver Shimmering Ess-Toner, which is like an essence toner. So this is like an essence toner product, so it's very thin and very runny, but I've been using this instead of a serum some nights, and I think it works really well. It makes my skin feel a lot smoother, and it's very expensive, but it's very good. I also really like the mask. This is the EGF Activator O2 V-shape mask. So this mask you apply onto dry skin, and like clean dry skin, and you just put it on, sort of tap it on, and it starts to bubble up. Now this does good stuff. It makes my skin feel really smooth. The only problem with it is that once it's bubbling up, it starts to tickle, but it's a really nice mask. So these products, I don't know, I've been digging them, but they're so expensive, but they're really great. Okay, so the 2 nail polishes that I've been loving this month are these guys here from Kester Black. I'm not wearing it today because I'm testing out another range nail polishes, but I really love these colors. So the first one is Pinot Noir, which is gorgeous. So it's like a really beautiful sort of burgundy muted dark nail. It's really beautiful. It's not quite red. It's like a nice mix between burgundy and brown, and it's really nice because it looks dark on the nails, but often I find that these sort of colors can look almost too dark where it ends up looking just black, whereas this definitely holds its color of like a wine color. I think it's gorgeous, and I also love it because my favorite wine is Pinot Noir. But I love blue nail polishes, we all know that, and this color is Lapis. So this one I've been recently sent, this one I bought, and this one, it's got a cat hair on it, but it's gorgeous. It's like a muted stormy blue, but it's also bright. I don't know, I find that this is very unique to my collection because I either have really bright blues or I have really muted gray blues, whereas this is almost like a bright muted blue. And it's not like a really light color, it's like a mid-tone color. It's gorgeous. Once again, it's perfect for winter. These are sort of like my winter go-to, and you can't see it now because it's not settled, but I've used this. I only got this about a month ago, and I used it so often that it's already down to the label. Like I've actually used a lot of it, which is surprising, but it's, yeah, that is a great color. That is perfect blue color. All right, so clearly that was a lot of favorites. I want to talk about one fail, and this one I kind of feel bad about, but at the same time, whatever. It is by NARS, and it is the Danger Control eyeshadow palette. Now this, firstly, the packaging is kind of grubby. It looks like it should have like almost like a glass or a plastic coating over it so you can wipe it down. This is plastic, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't look shiny, it just looks grubby, but I don't dislike it for that reason alone. But these shades just, I don't know. So this is an eyeshadow palette and a highlighter palette, and I find that it is just a little bit boring. the formula is quite flaky, and I find as eyeshadows, they aren't super pigmented. They're more like eyeshadow toppers, or they're like highlighters. And I don't know, I just don't love these. They're a bit like, why? So I don't know if you can see, but those are sort of the colors which they perform better probably as highlighters because they are so sheer and they are like eyeshadow toppers. And there are some nice colors in here. So like that one down there is like, looks like Albatross, their highlighter, but I'd prefer to use Albatross. I just find these to be a bit wishy-washy. They're a little bit chunky. They do perform like fine. You can use them. They sort of said that this is an eyeshadow palette, but I find they're a bit too wishy-washy for eyeshadows. And when it comes to highlighters, I think they're not too bad, but I think they've missed the mark. Like the colored highlighter trend is sort of dying, and I don't really get the purpose of this. There are some nice shades in here. I just wouldn't recommend this to people, so that's why I'd call it a fail, because I just think it's a little bit disappointing. Like it's not bad, but if this disappeared out of my collection, I wouldn't be like, damn, where's that NARS palette? I really wanted to wear it today. I just would be like, oh, okay, oh well. All right, guys, I know that was long, but those were my favorites and fails of June. And I do want to say, if I had to sum up my sort of favorites and my look and the look that I was creating all month, it would probably be these. So stains, generally red or orange, that sort of stormy blue, gorgeous nail polish, turn that around, and also a statement liner, and this one is fab. I've been using it a lot more than I ever thought I would, and I love it. I love it. So thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know what your favorite product of June was, and give it a thumbs up if you like this. If you want to see all the details of the products that I talked about, they'll be listed down below. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.